Right. So what were you saying?
I was saying that a friend of mine started forex in around 2019, and he made progress and made money and invested in stocks and cryptocurrency. In the early days, 2020, going into, and he made a lot of money that he's attained a good stability. Yeah, and he's actually paying his own fees, going to school in the United States there. So yeah, it's good investment in stocks. It's long term.
Yeah, it's a long term thing. It's a long term thing, that side.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're involved in a lot of things, even other what you call this. You know, there are always businesses that are always going to be there, no matter what happens. Like businesses that have something to do with food, transport, food, transport, shelter.
Yeah.
So businesses that are always connected to those, they're always going to be relevant. So those are also things that we are somewhere there as well. Because once you are there, you are always going to realize that at the end of the day, you can even not reach a stage whereby you don't even need to be trading every day.
Yeah.
Yes, if you haven't reached that stage, you're still far.
Yeah.
You're still far from. You're still far.
Yeah, so you must have a lot of money, because all these businesses yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, you also need to, because the purpose of the groups that we've created, it's not for me. It's not even for me. Because if it's for me, if it was for me, honestly, I wouldn't have created those groups. I don't need them at the end of the day. I don't need them, and I don't need them, honestly. I don't need them.
Yeah. Okay.
So if ever you think those groups, we made them for ourselves, because if it was for when you're taking things personally now, at a selfish level, if ever we want to take things like that's why you say Bill Gates never here. Bill Gates is not involved in any WhatsApp group that he created to teach people off. He doesn't need that.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need that. He doesn't even have the time for all of that. Because when he's looking at his life as at a personal level, he doesn't need all of those things. But when you see someone now coming now to say, let's do this, don't before you say anything or make any judgments, really take a look at the person, and also take a look at yourself. To say, this person, is he coming to me here so that I might, is he wanting help from me, or I'm actually the one who wants help from him? You have to understand those things, because that's why people lose it. People just think, hey, this guy wants to make money out of people. Make money away, because at the end of the day, I don't need, honestly, it's not speaking, it's not being boasty or being proud or being, but it's simply saying the truth or to say, I don't need, honestly, I don't need those groups. Okay, let me say that. I don't need those groups, honestly. And I don't need any friends. If ever you think maybe I want to create friends, I, I have friends already, a lot
Yeah.
of them. And I'm even trying to eliminate.
Okay.
As for business partners, already I have.
Yeah.
So you now need to know now. So why are this, why is this person trying to come and create these groups? Why? This thing is for you, honestly. All these things, we did them for you. If it's for me, if it's ever a personal, if ever I was going to take life personally at a selfish level, we'll simply close the groups. Even now, we can even shut them down, remove everyone there, delete the groups, and also delete your contacts. Honestly speaking, if ever we want to take things selfishly,
Yeah.
I'll just delete all your contacts, remove all the groups. Less stress for me.
Yeah.
So all these things, they are for you. They are for you now to see how far you can go, not how far I can go. How far I can go. This is for you now. How far you can go.
Yeah.
This is to see how far you can go with your own journey. But in that own journey, it's no longer your journey now. The difference between your journey and most probably the journeys that some of us we went through is some of us, we traveled the journeys alone. You know, that one is a different journey than someone who is traveling with someone.
Yeah.
That one is more enjoyable when you're traveling. No matter how long the journey might be, when you're traveling with someone, it's always going to be shorter, because along the way, you're always going to be talking, saying jokes and laughing. But when you're alone now, when you're alone, you can even decide to say, let me give up. let me go back. This journey is seeming long now. So do you know that right now, trading, when you want to speak the truth now, trading for you guys right now, it's much more easier for you to succeed now.
Yeah.
Trading wise, it's much more easier and much more faster, because you have everything that you need. You have it. You have it. Some of us, when we really started, we wished to have people who could be there holding us by the hands like this, telling us not to do this, not to do that, telling us all those sort of things. But we never had such people. If ever those kinds of people were there, we couldn't even afford them, because imagine someone is saying, my friend, for the mentorship that you want, please pay me $5,000. and you know that you have never even seen $5,000 in your dreams. And if someone is saying, pay that. So you can't afford that, you understand? So the only path now to take was to now explore things on your own, since you can't afford to have someone to hold your hand, because that person who wants to hold your hand now, what they are demanding from you is too much. You can't afford that.
Yeah.
So when you now have someone who comes now and says, let's do this, we want to go there, As we are trying to go there,
Yeah.
it's about you here going there. Because as for me, I've been there, but after I reached there, I came back here so that I can also take you to experience there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's about you. It's about you now.
Yeah.
So this thing is about you. Whenever you are in those groups, whenever you're trading, know that whatever you are doing, whatever we're going to be, it's all about you. These Zoom sessions, they're about you. It's not even about me, this Zoom session. Even if it was about me, why do I need to do this session? Well, for what? For what?
Yeah.
I don't even need it. For what?
Yeah.
It's for you. So once you have that understanding to say, what is this person really trying to do? What is it trying to do really? That's where you're going to benefit. If ever you are to benefit something, that's how you benefit fully out of whoever will be there trying to assist you. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. So the rest of the guys, how are you?
We are fine.
How are you? Kiki, how are you?
Well, I'm fine, and you?
You're okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay. Who is Nikki? Nikki, I've never seen. You guys, why are you not showing your faces? Are you scared?
No. No.
Is there no electricity in Zim?
We're in the dark.
In the dark, what's happening? What are you doing in the dark?
Electricity.
Tonight there's no service.
There's no electricity.
Yes.
Come on. Use candles, most. Nikki, where are you from? Nikki, your mic is muted. Okay. Okay, I know it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. You can hide your faces.
Maybe in the afternoon, yeah, our faces will be. Yeah.
Okay, I know it's fine. So I want us to all understand what we are trying to do here. What we're trying to do is I want you guys to have a better journey than mine, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want your journey to be far much better than the one that I experienced. Because if your journey is maybe equal or even less than mine, then our goal here would have failed to achieve our goal here. So we want you guys to actually be better than even what we what we are. If ever, let's say we are on level 3, we want you guys to be on level 5 after everything, after the whole experience. We want you guys to at least be higher. Why do you have to be higher? Because you have experience that you're simply being given. You know, experience that you're being given is different from experience that you experience on yourself or on your own.
Yeah.
Borrowed experience is less expensive, and it's also it brings results faster than personal experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, what you're simply doing, you're simply borrowing. We are simply borrowing you the experience that took whatsoever amount of time that it took, but we are simply borrowing you in the shortest time that we have with you.
Okay.
Yes. So you realize now that one of the days when someone now comes to you and asks you, how long did it take you to make it? It will be sort of like you are lying to people when you tell them, me, I only took a few months and I was, no, that's the honest truth.
Yeah.
7 months.
Yes. Of which, when we are now looking at the real truth, you didn't take 2 months there, because if ever you receive experience that is equal to 3 years, let's say you receive experience that is worth, or that is equal to 3 years, you receive it in 3 months.
Yeah.
So somehow, you also took 3 years.
Yes.
Yes, because you're getting 3 years experience in 3 months.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's all about how much experience you're gathering. How much experience you're gathering.
Yeah.
Yes. So the journey now is all about you guys. It's all about you. When we say cooperate in the groups, just cooperate, because this is for you. It's not for me. When we say let's do this, it's not even for me. One of the days,
Yeah.
if ever, we can even decide to say, no, let's leave this thing, because what we're trying to achieve, it's unachievable. Serious. You understand? On our side, we would have really lost nothing at the end of the day, because we would have tried our best to help, but the people will be unhelpable. Right. So is there anyone with a question before maybe we break down? Or is there anything that you want us to analyze? Let me talk to you now. Is there any instrument that you want us to break down?
Yeah. B5.
Okay, B5.
Yes.
Nikki, what's the instrument that you want us to break down? I just want one from each. Nikki, your mic is still muted. Kiki, which instrument do you want us to break down?
I think V75.
Okay. Garainesu, which instrument?
V10.
V10.
Yes.
Do you trade these things, or you just want us to break down things here?
Yes, me, I don't trade. I just trade V10, V25, and V50.
Okay, so we'll do V10, we'll do B5, V10, and finally my favorite, which is my only instrument, VIX 75. Then after we're done, you can ask any questions then. So what I'm simply going to, the method or the strategy that I'm simply going to be using, I'm not going to complicate things for you. I will simply, just to tell you, we have, I can say 3 ways of trading that we have created for ourselves. For example, we have smart confluence trading 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. So these are 3 different ways of trading and approaching the markets. So far, everyone in that team, in the groups that you are in, we have told them, we've taught them about smart confluence trading 1.0, which covers trend lines, support and resistance, almost all those basic things that you know of. So on all of that, already people are already making money with that. So I'll also do the same on this analysis. I'll simply use smart confluence trading 1.0. I want to complicate things for you, since we might be starting this relationship. We don't want to complicate our relationship at an earlier stage. You understand? We need to grow together here. And also, you understand? So that's the thing.
Yeah.
So B5, here we are. This is B5. So what we do whenever we're analyzing, first things first, to clear our chart, as you see. So B5, if you check the history of B5. So now the thing that we always recommend, why it's always recommended that you focus on 1 or 2 instruments, is because every instrument comes with different ways of moving, different ways of, for example, B5, if you check B5 has been downtrending for almost, if not a year, if not 2 years.
Yeah.
Downtrending. So whoever trades B5, you actually also need to have reasons. Why is this market always going down like this? Why is it always going down like that? Why? If you don't understand your instrument to that extent, you are still yet to understand your instrument. So the first thing that you need to do whenever you're analyzing is to identify any major trend lines. Major trend lines are always good because they give you simple entries, simple, clear entries. For example, this is a major trend line. Another major trend line is there, but this one is not relevant because price, it will take a lot of time for it to get there. We don't need this one now. We don't need this one now. Someone can come and draw something like this. Someone can come and draw something like this. We don't need this one as well because already it has been violated. Market has broken it already. We don't need that one.
Yeah.
So we only focus on the trend lines that are relevant now. This one is still relevant. Price came here, touched. This was a simple selling opportunity there. Did you catch this one?
Yes, I did.
Powerful. So once you've identified a major trend line like that, once you've identified that, another thing that you need to identify is, for B5, I think it's going to be easier to identify the major support, because right now price is almost close to its lowest price so far. This is the lowest price so far here around these levels. So at that area, this is our support for B5. This is our support for B5. So what we do, I have this trend line, major trend line, this trend line. So this trend line is guiding me on my sales there. So this major trend line, what it can also guide us is to tell us that once we go above the trend line, that would be my buying zone, major buying zone. If you see market breaking that major trend line, that would most probably be a major buying zone now. Major buying zone. So in a major buying zone, you always know that buying opportunities are always going to be more. So buying opportunities, we expect them to be more above this trend line. Once we're above that trend line, we expect major buying opportunities. So support, major trend line. This is on the daily. This is on the daily. So here, from here, if ever you didn't catch this sell there, you could have even looked. This was a double top. Every double top has a neckline. The neckline of this double top was here.
It was retested.
Either you enter on the second, on the tops there, or you enter after the break of the neckline. So here you could have entered immediately after the break and retest off this neckline, right?
Yeah.
You could have sold there as well. Now for your targets, now you also look for the next hindrance. The next hindrance is your level of support from where you entered. The next level of major support was here.
Yes.
This was a major level, respected. So this was your target there. Risk reward of 1:4, it was okay. It was even going to be less because you could have entered on smaller time frames like your 1 hour, your 30 minute, or your 15 minute. It was going to be actually more than 1:6. So this was a simple swing trade, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost a week of holding, just from there to there. Almost a week of holding the sell. So after breaking now this level of support that you would have drawn, after breaking this, like what it did here, immediately after the break on a smaller time frame, you could have gotten sales here. You could have gotten sales on a smaller time frame. You could have gotten sales immediately after the break. There you could have gotten sales when you look at it from a smaller time frame perspective.
Yeah.
You could have gotten some sales as well there. Now the target now is this one, is that area, because already we have this area here that has been broken. One can look at this area and say that is also another key area. It's a key area, yes. It has been broken already. It has been broken already. So you see price already, and this candle is closing in 25 minutes from now. So it's already closing below that. So basically it's going most probably to push all the way to our TP, which is back to the support there.
Yes.
So B5, I think it was a very clear. It was a very clear, very clear moment from there. Very clear moment all the way from there up until where it is right now. I think this has simply been sells.
Yes. Even yesterday I caught a double top on a lower time frame and sold.
You see now. So what the higher time frames, they are good for showing us the overall bias. Then the smaller time frames are always good for entry points. Entry points are always good to get them on the smaller time frame because it is always going to give us a smaller stop loss. Then our targets always look for the higher time frames. So here, either price now, we are expecting price to either continue bearish like that. Then we'll see the reaction that price is going to give us here. Is it going to shoot all the way back to this level of resistance? Then on that level of resistance, we now need to look at the reaction now. Is it going to break or what? So the major area that we are looking at is this support area here. We look for opportunities there on that support area. And also this resistance here.
Yes.
So the way price is going to react on that support area and this resistance is going to tell us a lot about what we're going to do. Are we going to buy or we're going to sell?
Yeah.
Yes. So B5, nothing much to talk about there. What you simply do when you want the entry points for these zones that you have marked, you simply go to a smaller time frame. You will simply identify a very beautiful entry point on a smaller time frame perspective.
Yeah.
So that is it for B5. Any questions on B5? Any questions? Any questions?
I don't have questions.
No questions. Right. So this was a very clear sell, honestly. This was a very clear sell for B5. Clear selling opportunity.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
The question is that when entering some trades after either trend line breakout or support or resistance, do you have to wait for a retest or you just have to enter after the breakout?
Powerful question there. Right. There are two ways to always enter a breakout. Other breakouts, they retest further away from where the breakout happened, depending on the momentum of that breakout. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order for you to make sure that you don't miss opportunities, for example, in a market whereby the momentum is strong enough that the breakout, because there are moments like that. I will show you on VIX75 moments like that, whereby after the breakout, price will never even retest to the trend line like what you guys are used to, or even retest to the broken support or resistance. There are moments like that. So the best thing that you can do when it comes to breakouts, either you enter immediately after the breakout, like this breakout you could have sold there, right?
Yes.
Sold. Then as you sell now, you look for the next level where price can bounce off before it comes back to retest. That you can take that as your TP for this first entry immediately after the break, right? Then when it comes back to retest now, you are entering for the second time now. Second time there. So it's always two ways. You don't only need to wait for the retest. You can enter immediately after the break, depending on the, because breakouts, one thing that I've always told guys is that a breakout, if ever you don't want to be stuck or to be caught in a fake out. For example, fake out is whereby price pretends to break out, then it goes back inside. Breakout candles are usually big candles because it needs momentum. The market actually needs a lot of momentum to break out of a major trend. So they actually have to, the body of the candle, it has to be more, if ever it's more on the side that you plan to take the trade, that will actually be a best one. If ever it's also equal, whereby it's something like this, whereby the upper body and the lower body, they are sort of like equal, it's also fine. But now when a situation happens whereby you have something like this, whereby the upper body is more than the lower body, that breakout is really, it's most of the times they result in fake outs, because somehow the momentum is still to the upside.
Okay.
Yes, so you also need to take note of the candle that resulted in the breakout. How big is the candle? How is the body of the candle like? So okay. That is it. Any questions there?
Well, I have another one.
Mm-hmm.
So when do we put our stop loss? Is the best place to put a stop loss?
Okay. When you have a zone, for example, this is a zone. This zone, we are saying this is a zone that we are going to enter our trade, right? If ever we go to a smaller time frame, let me change this color. If I go to a smaller time frame, you realize that you could have, so that is the zone. Let me go to 1 hour and see. Right, so that is the zone, and I'm on 1 hour time frame. That is the zone, and I'm on 1 hour time frame. Right, so you realize that this was the moment here. Whether someone took their cell, so this is the zone, that blue line, right? That is my zone.
Mm-hmm.
That is my zone. That is my zone. Then when price comes to my zone, this is a sign of bearish momentum kicking in, that candlestick pattern there. Then I enter there. Even if you go to a 15-minute time frame or 30 minutes, you could have even gotten an earlier entry. But I'm simply giving an example based on 1 hour. So you enter there. You enter there. Your targets, I showed you how to identify your targets. I showed you how to identify your targets based on the higher time frame, obviously. So now, even if it came back like this person who entered there, they are still, the trade, they are still inside. They are still inside, same as a person who come and enter. So even if you decide to enter here, let's say you decide to enter after this rejection, after this bearish candle here, or after this candlestick pattern here, your stop loss will, in this case, it will be above these candles, slightly above these candles, because you are saying price is failing to close higher there. So meaning your stop loss are going to be just there. Then as for your take profits, I showed you based on the higher time frame. So that is how you enter, that is how you place your stop loss. You simply look at your zone. This is my zone. Then you place your stop loss just above the zone. Same as here, even if someone here, even if someone after selling, after even if they placed their stop loss just above that blue line, they were still going to be fine. They were still going to be fine because it's above their zone. So either here above your zone, or they on top of this, because sometimes it can even come and take you out, but above your zone, it's also fine. Even there, it was also fine. So that is it. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions?
I think
you're done.
yes, for me, I don't know the others.
No questions for me.
Okay, so let's have another session. Then just now, let me send another link. Then we continue with VIX 10, then finally VIX 75. Then after that, we ask all the questions that need to be asked. Then we wrap up and go to sleep.
Okay.